Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Tuesday. Dr. Jason Need, BraveTV, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge, back in my home studio, which is, it's easier and it's not easier. Just have all my equipment, so the audio is a lot better, etc. We're going to jump right in because Chris is on a mission today. He's got some projects he's working on, so we're going to jump to him right away and get our solid 15 or so minutes in so he can go and handle his stuff. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. Yourself, Jason?
Oh, it's a dream living on this planet. It's a joy every day.
Right.
Right?
Living the dream one nightmare at a time.
One dream. Oh my God. Well, the good part, this is going to sound really kind of strange. I grew up, unfortunately, in a little bit more turmoil than, kids kind of should live in. So not that I have great parents, but, growing up was not the best situation anyway. So this stuff is like nothing compared to that. So people are like, are you stressed? And I'm like, not really. I go, because I've seen insanely worse, like around my world. So like, this is kind of, at least everyone's involved, Chris.
Right.
Before it was just me. Now it's everyone. So I'm like, good. At least I'm not the only one with it.
Yep. We're in this together.
We are fully in this together. So it's interesting. As you probably know, not that I'm making you watch all the episodes, but I talk to a variety of people. I really do. I mean, from health people to medical people to, yesterday I have a old Navy vet on. I have actually several old Navy people that I talk to more Navy people because they know more. And you know what? Everyone's telling me the same thing, just from a different viewpoint, right? Just from their lens or perspective. Between now and summer-ish, there's some stuff going down, man. Like everything you've talked about, everything we talk about with my people. Again, it might be a little different color coming from somebody else's perspective, but it's going to get messy, man.
We've been predicting 2024 to be a shit show, pardon me, for a couple years now.
Any updates on your end from what you're hearing, just from, I don't want to say sources, but you're in the survival world, so you get some pretty blunt in your face stuff.
Yeah. So we have some sources that are telling us that FEMA has been advised to be ready to go at a moment's notice. Mm-hmm. So they haven't actually deployed anybody that I'm aware of, but again, warning them to be active. Same goes for special forces domestically. We've had that intelligence for a couple of weeks now. Basically, be prepared to deploy on a moment's notice. There's a whole bunch of baloney going on with regards to this eclipse next week. Eclipses don't take out the power grid and don't take out.
Correct.
So
they're building this up for a reason. It's not because of an eclipse.
100%. So last month we had intel as the attack on AT&T was happening. So people inside the CSIS, U.S. Army cybersecurity team. And we knew it was an attack. So the first thing people started to say, well, it was solar flares. Well, the solar flares hit early in the morning, like, middle of the night in Europe. So no effect here on America. So that was BS. Then the next thing they said is that we had a CME, a coronal mass ejection, which essentially disrupts the geomagnetic sphere around the Earth. That's a pile of crap because anytime a CME hits, it doesn't discriminate. So it affects the entire globe and everybody and everything that's electronic in nature. So
you mean it's not racially motivated, Chris? Is that what you're saying?
It's not geographically, demographically, or otherwise motivated. So then a couple days later, we got this BS story that it was a software update. And meanwhile, not only were we told that this was a Chinese cyber attack, with Korea, by the way, I'm not sure if I mentioned that before. That's another piece that was given to us. But there was also a massive data breach at AT&T. And lo and behold, what happens last weekend? AT&T says, we just discovered something like 60 million customers and former customers' data has been exposed on the dark web. Go change all your passwords. Those were the spoils of the attack that happened the month before. And so you know what the news cycle's like, right? They feed you the next piece attacks, everybody forgets the last piece,
Of
and they go a
course.
little bit down the road and completely change the narrative. I mean, it's Obama, Joe Biden's specialty, right? So what they say today, they know you're going to forget it, or the average person's going to forget it down the road. Then they say something completely contrary and say, "I never said that," when in reality they did. So this, all of this chatter with regards to the eclipse on Monday, April the 8th, uh, certainly indicates that they could attempt a false flag
Oh yeah.
type attack, right? So they'll say, "Oh, the you know comms went down, data networks went down, and it was the eclipse." It won't be the eclipse; it'll be another attack by the Chinese. And so if they knock out our communications, knock out our internet, knock out our power grid, the first thing that will come back up again will be some form of communications, whether it's radio or otherwise. And at that point in time, that's when you have to worry the most about terrorist attacks, because they're not going to want to do terrorist attacks unless the word gets out. So they're not going to do it while the comms are down. The reason they take the comms down is so that when they knock out the power and knock out the internet, there's still people left wondering, is it just me here or is it the entire country? And there's no way for them to find out really until some form of comms is restored. So that's kind of the order of events. Whether it happens on April the 8th or sometime later this year, I think it's pretty obvious what the steps will be. And then as far as they want exposure on whatever attacks that they launch, we have Admiral Robert Harwood coming on Survival Dispatch News tomorrow. We had a couple of planning sessions with him. His father ran the drone helicopter program in the 1950s that hunted Soviet submarines. He asked me, he said, "When do you think drones were first put into use?" And my response was Gulf War, early 90s. And he said, "Yeah, try 4 decades before that." So they did a pretty good job of keeping that quiet for years. But you can look it up now. It was called the Dash program, Gyrodyne Dash. So drone helicopter's been around a long time. But our episode of Survival Dispatch News tomorrow is going to be focused on several things to take advantage of Bob's, immense experience and knowledge. We are sitting ducks for terrorist attacks by drones. There is nothing that you can do to defend yourself other than run for deep cover. So we already know terrorists have used drones multiple times. We know the cartels are using drones to attack people and fly drugs across the border. We see every day what's happening with drones in Ukraine and Russia. So at the end of the day, at the lowest level, like the squad level, 5-man squads, we are teaching our troops to drop a smoke bomb, run for cover, and then try shoot the drones down with their 5.56. Well, a smoke bomb doesn't do anything for your thermal signature, and they all have thermal cameras, so they can see you plain as day. You're a sitting duck. The only way you're going to get away from these FPV drones, so first-person view drones, which are low altitude,
Yep.
you have to find deep cover somewhere, and it can't be going under a bridge or running into a building with an open doorway, because we've seen countless videos recorded of these kamikaze suicide drones going through the same opening. They get beside the person and poof, they go off just like a terrorist with a bomb vest on. So we will have a number of things tomorrow in the video to, as far as being proactive is concerned, but it's a skinny list because this is such a massive threat. Like if one of our adversaries decided to launch multiple drone attacks across the country right now, you would shut down America in the blink of an eye. You'd shut down the supply chain. You'd cause massive amounts of terror. So it's logical because we have the intel that says that Hezbollah in particular is poised to do this to us domestically. That again, the order is comms goes down, internet and data networks go down, grid goes down, comms start to come back up again, and then the attacks start. And the attacks could be everything from terrorist cells, launching small attacks. You only have to terrorize one person to, or kill one person to terrorize 1,000, I should say, as well as the drone stuff. The drone stuff is just the ultimate right
I've
now.
seen some video of the drone stuff. That's
It's
nasty
insane.
stuff.
There
Nasty
is
stuff, man.
no foolproof. So, if you look back through some of the videos coming out of Ukraine and Russia, so Russia sent a bunch of, I think they're T-90 tanks. I can't remember what the number was. It was big. It was like 50 tanks.
Yeah.
and there was zero human engagement whatsoever. They were all taken out by kamikaze drones. So the back of the turrets on those tanks is extremely vulnerable. So they've been trying to build these standoffs with mesh and stuff, but they're just not effective. Like if you had an open air venue, for example, and you wanted to protect it from a drone attack, you can block radio waves all you want. The latest drones, they're 100% AI and they're
Mm-hmm.
GPS driven. They don't need any human intervention whatsoever. So normal drones, if you were to knock out comms like radio waves, they fly home immediately. They're
Right.
programmed to just fly home. Okay, these new AI powered ones don't do that. And if you want to talk Skynet, and I guess I'll give everybody a bit of a sneak preview here, but we're going to break this news tomorrow on Survival Dispatch News. The Israelis are using AI powered drones to map the tunnels in Gaza and to kill supposedly Hamas terrorists. One of those, and there's zero human oversight. So this is Skynet, in living color, so to speak. One of those drones on the weekend, you may have caught it,
Blew up Damascus.
blew a car up with a bunch of UN observers in it. So it's not a stretch that AI is going to make mistakes like that and kill the wrong people. And so you're literally handing over our security to a computer program. And the computer program being written by humans means that it's inherently flawed, that there are going to be
Correct.
bugs in it no matter what you do. So that in and of itself is really scary stuff. And again, we'll have a bunch of tips tomorrow. We've got a ton of information coming out tomorrow on this. We were the first ones to break this stuff last year after 10/7. We had hard intel telling us that this was going to happen. The pundits said we were spreading fear and blah, 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 blah. A week from the day that we released that video last October, federal government put out an RFP, a request for proposal, for EMP-based weapons that were small and light and could go on drones to send a targeted burst, an EMP burst, at enemy drones so that there was minimal collateral damage when they hit the ground, also supposedly to recover some of that information. None of that stuff is anywhere near being ready to go. But I will tell you this much: our friends at U.S. Arms Company, they've got a ton of really cool patents on ARs and stuff like that. Here's a little bit of a preview of what they're up to. They bought a $20,000 DJI drone that has multiple gimbal sensors on it.
DJI is ridiculous.
Well, they in house they built essentially a minigun that's lightweight. The round the
There's a
round count,
DJI drone.
yeah, the round count is absolutely insane. So as it stands, that drone can carry the minigun and 6,000 rounds of 22. I think it's TCH ammo. It's basically a neck down 223. They think they can get 10,000 rounds on that, and the cyclic rate is 1,000 rounds per minute out of this thing. So the way the gimbals work
Mm-hmm.
to orientate stuff with the cameras, there's actually feeds that come off of that. So you can take that feed and use it to, one, identify the enemy drone, and two, tell the second gimbal where it needs to go with the minigun that's on the drone. So there's some pretty cool stuff coming. And realistically, like if you were to strafe somewhere that had an enemy drone and you're firing at 1,000 rounds per minute, you're probably going to knock those guys down. Your hit ratio might be low, might be 20%, but you're going to knock them down. Whereas targeted EMPs have to be so small that you don't take all your own stuff out. The hit ratio would be questionable there. You would need the performance level of a CWIS or a CRAM condensed down to a small drone, and that's just not there. So
I bought a DJI drone in 2020 or 2021. Really cool stuff. But you know what? I got out of the drone game. You know why? The damn stuff changes every month. The technology is, so I realized, I'm like, I just bought like $1,000 drone and I'm like, it's already like
obsolete.
it's obsolete. I'm like, this is I don't want to play this game. Like, it's fun, but like there's already so many, the versions come out so fast.
So not only that, listen, the FAA has regulations that Once you get past the small consumer drones, you have to, register
You got to
them.
register airspace, etc.
Yeah, you know what? There's tons of people don't do that. There's nothing that precludes you from using the drone, number one. Number two, let's say you were at home and you looked out the window and there's a drone in your backyard at,
Yep.
low enough level that you can see it.
Kind of scary.
Keep in mind, like ISRs, intelligence, surveillance, recon drones, and predators are 5 to 10,000 feet up. You can't
Right.
even see
You're
them.
not going to see it. Yeah.
So,
You're
so here's the thing, you're in the greater metro Orlando area, and all of a sudden there's a drone in your backyard. Not uncommon for real estate companies, but also being used by sophisticated thieves these days to case
I
properties.
wouldn't doubt it.
But as you know, drones are considered aircraft by the FAA.
Yep.
So if you shoot that drone down, you're probably facing two charges. Local PD is probably going to charge you for discharging a firearm inside city limits, and the feds are probably going to charge you for shooting down an airplane.
Yep.
The law hasn't caught up to where we are right now.
Yeah,
And,
it's the Wild Wild West. I noticed that as soon as I got it.
so the guy who's running that drone, and keep in mind, there's software that Hollywood has put out there, open source software called Drone Swarm, that allows one operator to control up to 5,000 drones simultaneously.
Jesus.
Hezbollah has used it. They used it against the Saudi Arabians in 2019, knocked out their biggest oil production facility, killed 5% of the world's oil production. One attack, 20 minutes, one operator doing that, okay? So at the end of the day, I don't. We've already kind of said everything that goes with this, but this is the biggest threat that we face, bar none, and it would take absolutely nothing to shut down the entire country with a targeted and coordinated drone attacks happening across the country.
100%. I will tell you, though, the camera on that damn thing, the pictures that I took of sunsets and sunrises were ridiculous from that high up. It was pretty amazing. But I totally get it. Chris has to run a little early today. SurvivalDispatch.com. Here's the Rumble page, so still follow that. Not saying it's the best because we know Rumble's also operated by Black Rocks, Vanguards, etc. Here's the YouTube page, Survival Dispatch. 386,000 subscribers, shadow banned still, so end up back at survivaldispatch.com is the ultimate place to go see them. Any parting words, sir?
Listen, it would behoove everybody to tune into the video we're releasing tomorrow with Admiral Harward. It's cutting edge stuff. You won't find it anywhere else. We are truly on the leading edge of this threat. And we do have a couple pearls of wisdom to share between Bob and ourselves. But this is the most dangerous thing that we face as far as attacks on the homeland are concerned. Don't miss it.
Absolutely. Chris Evans, survivaldispatch.com. Thanks, sir. Appreciate you. Be well.
See you, Doc.
You got it. There's Chris Evans, survivaldispatch.com. Always fantastic. He had a hard stop today. And I have a hard stop today about 1 o'clock. I have to do some filming on some stuff. We are getting also for the record. So here's what we're doing, everybody. I want to kind of give everybody a heads up. We have not abandoned the vaccine talk. I did not expect chaos to be going on in the middle of this. So let me kind of lay this out a little bit. Tomorrow, Medical Miss Wednesday. So it's going to be kind of a two-parter. The first part, I thought there was a scheduling issue that I had on last Friday, this previous Friday before the regular Easter, right? I was supposed to interview Dr. Stephanie Seneff for, I think, the fourth time on BraveTV. And I hadn't heard back from her, and I wasn't sure an email went through. It looked like it hadn't gone through. So I emailed her, but I couldn't advertise the live at 3 o'clock because I wasn't 100% sure it was happening. She emailed me like 2:45. I did not want to put a live up at 2:45 with people not knowing what was going to happen, so I didn't advertise it. So what we did was Dr. Stephanie Seneff and I did a 3 o'clock interview last Friday that is recorded sitting in my vault. Ridiculously amazing, mind-blowing stuff that we spoke about for about an hour. So what's going to happen is tomorrow, same show, noon Eastern time. What we're going to do is I'm probably going to jump on. You're probably going to see that video I will probably jump on the same live after the video, just so you know. That is partially vaccine related in that video as well. Don't worry. More vaccine stuff is coming. And this is why I'm laying this out for everybody. We actually have a direction we're taking everybody on purpose. This is a purpose, mission-driven pivot that we're making. Good pivot. The reason why, several reasons. One, I don't know if you saw over the weekend. Let me see if I can bring it up here, just because actually I never know what things are working here. Let me see. My social medias, that's what I'm trying to show. So I posted this this weekend. This is what we're dealing with. Couple different things. This is a real thing, everybody. Tricks Loaded. I might actually go buy a box of Tricks Loaded. The reason why, because this is so insane. So Tricks Loaded is actually, it's like a pocket. You break it open, you can see a little bit. The rabbit is holding a corn, whatever the hell, puff. Inside is a white liquid of white sugar liquid. This cereal is testing high in aluminum, cadmium, barium, I believe. The glyphosate levels actually aren't that high yet. They're 15.83 to 17.47 parts per billion, which is 158 to 174 times higher than it's even supposed to be. And that has been shown to cause sex hormone changes and organ damage in animal studies when they consumed 0.1 parts per billion of glyphosate herbicide. Let me explain this. 0.1, not even 1 part per billion, 0.1 part per billion of glyphosate is known to change sex hormones and organ damage in animal studies. This has 15.83 and 17.47 parts per billion, which is almost 175 times the amount that showed this damage in animal studies. Why do I bring this up? The reason that damn cereal is on the market and is on the store shelves is because people are still buying it. We are in trouble in this society. This is not a fear campaign. I'm not doing a fear campaign. You're in trouble. Our society is in trouble. There's glyphosate in the vaccine. So what I have to do is peel back even deeper. We're going to have to go over some terms. We're going to define things on the vaccine front. My wife. So anybody out there, if you want to learn how to help people more effectively, muscle testing, quantum testing, etc., qntacademy.com. This is my shameless plug, because let's be honest. We have to go faster. I'm gonna explain why. Don't worry. I will get to the map, because everyone saw the Navy map. Okay. I'm bringing up her site. If you want to learn how to test people, because quite frankly, everybody, we need more people. We need more people. So the courses, right, are in here. So you can just scroll down. You can join the academy. You can join the courses. You can learn how to test. Okay. Here's the level 1. If you don't know level 1, just go here, click on more information. It brings you right to the testing. So June is the next one. August is the next one. However, She is doing pets. Let me tell you something, everybody. Let me take a little sidebar before I tell you what's coming. So my wife has been writing the QNT pets, and here's the kicker. Okay, here's the kicker. Before I show you this, here's the kicker. We have a lot of practitioner friends out there that are watching this. What's happening is, and I'm finding this because I'm talking to people. Oh, well, I know how to do it. I already know because I know how to do I know how to handle humans. Guess what? My wife is studying veterinary information. If you think you know how to do it because you know how to test humans, QNT Pets is not even in this world, not even in the world. I have to go to QNT Pets. My wife's writing the program. I have to go to it because just the stuff she was telling me while she was writing it, the science that she was reading, the medication she was learning about, the surgeries that animals get, the cancers that animals get, the parasites. Folks, they're lying to you in healthcare. You need to go study the pets to learn what's happening to us. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, we know it's pets, it's humans. We know. No, you do not. Because my wife is getting a whole education just writing the program. QNT Pets is April 19th to 20th. Here you go. You can register here. April 19th to 20th. Here in Florida. So QNT for Pets, April 19th, 20th, September 13th, 14th. If you already know how to do this, you don't know how to do this. I'm telling you, everybody. Here, let me go put I'm going to put the links in the comments down here. People have no idea what is happening to the pets. It's stunning. And I know some people know. The stuff she was telling me, like, talk about horror. I was shocked at every level. And then on top of that, I was like, I'm going to have to double and triple down on the parasites. Everybody, no words for how bad. And this is not a fear campaign. This is a get your ass educated campaign is what this is. Let me show you something here. I want to show you this real quick. Let me bring this up. My wife sent this to me. This is part of her. She was being educated on this stuff, right? Here you go. You think parasites aren't a big deal? Here.
Published in the New England Journal of Medicine, and yes, that is a worm, and we are in someone's bile ducts. This is the plumbing system that's throughout your liver that your body.
This is the human bile duct. The bile duct that's in the liver goes into the intestine. These are worms. These are liver flukes in the bile duct. So when someone says, "Oh my gosh, I had to get my gallbladder removed. My liver's do you think my liver's backed up? I have allergies. You think I have any problems? Here, watch."
Bile flows through, connects your gallbladder to the rest of your intestines. And this liver fluke is very common in China and Russia.
Yeah, so I actually had these. This is actually what they look like when you poop them out. They are flat, they attach to your liver, and this is their life cycle. One of the first signs that I had liver flukes was acne. I struggled with acne for decades. Liver flukes clog the liver up. It can't function properly, and then it starts pushing toxins out through the skin. I have seen tons of people clear their skin with a parasite cleanse. These parasites are extremely dangerous. They can actually cause mortality, cirrhosis of the liver, liver failure, and cancer, and their incidence is increasing. Someone commented on my video, my dad died from liver flukes. They found a spot on his liver. They tried to do surgery, but his liver was too eaten by the liver flukes to perform surgery. Within 4 months, he died. We are seeing tons of people pass liver flukes. They are not a third world problem. We're even seeing children pass liver flukes. This is how rampant they're becoming. Liver flukes can live in your body untreated for up to 20 years. Other countries do them regularly, and now I understand why.
So, a little sneak peek. Your animals are supposed to be on parasite cleanses. This is European information. It's not even American. You notice how they don't bring it to America? The animals, our pets, farm animals, are supposed to be cleansed once a month, preventatively. So do you see why this is changing? I'm changing the whole system for BraveTV. We do have a cleanse coming for pets. Yes. Everybody, you know what? Very often I get this. Well, I did it once and nothing happened. I'm putting in my New York sarcasm in the voice, if you notice, also my facial expressions. That's why people sometimes call me an asshole. Well, nothing happened. Nothing, I didn't feel anything. Really? Really? Your pets, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but humans are registered, or not registered, maybe registered. Humans are classified under the animal species. We have a pet product coming. I'm telling you, though, everybody, telling you, massive. We are getting ready to move the Telegram Full Moon Protocol group and other BraveTV groups over to a new app where there'll be a chat, there'll be a messaging system, and we will be putting the full moon challenges every month. We will be doing the basic full moon protocol. We'll be doing the advanced full moon protocol. We'll be doing the bloodborne and gut health pathogen liquid protocol. It will be a private app that is only connected to BraveTV. It will not be a social media. Okay. We'll be bringing that. We're building that out right now. We're going to go as fast as you can. I wanted to have it last week. We got to try to push it to this week. But just hang with me. Okay. We're working on all of this and more to bring everybody in to be doing challenges. On top of that, we're working to bring in I don't want to say treatment because it's not a treatment. We can't say that technically. I'm bringing in something for the lungs, for people who have lung issues. Did you know congestive heart failure from parasites starts in the lungs? The lungs are moist tissue, which parasites love. We're bringing all this to BraveTV very, very fast as I can move, okay? All right. If you have questions, let me run through this next part, and if you have questions, you can drop those in the chat, or you can text 407-305-3646, I believe it is. I haven't said that in a long time. 407-305-3646. You can text, or you can just put it in the chat in the comments. By the way, I don't know why the Instagram works. Sometimes it doesn't work other times. Couldn't tell you. But by the way, they're lying to you about humans, and they're telling the truth, a lot of the truth about animals. The exact work that needs to be done on animals also needs to be done on humans. Humans have this idea that we're not polluted by toxins, parasites, bacterial infections, and more. Nicolette will have a promo code. There's an Eclipse special right now. There's an Eclipse special. Let me go to it real quick for anybody who hasn't seen it. There's an eclipse special. She made it so easy for you too, by the way. By the way, if you haven't been feeling it, by the way, we're in Mercury retrograde and the eclipse is in a week. The full moon and new moon months are going to be brutal. Brutal. So you just click on here at the add to the cart. Okay, click on beginner. Go to the bottom. Click right here, add all for the discount. And it pops it right into your shopping cart. Super simple. The discount's already taken off. Okay, I put 2. That's why, because I already did it once. There you go. You go to checkout, and it already takes the discount off for you. Super simple. Very easy. That's by the way, that's the advanced protocol, everybody. Advanced protocol. All right, so before I take some questions, the Navy map. I'm not predicting this. I'm just telling you it's kind of all coming together. I had Terrell on yesterday. Terrell is discussing a June, I think he said June 3rd. June 3rd? June 3rd event. He's saying Black Star, June 3rd. Okay. June 3rd event. Okay. John Moore. Now, Terrell does not, I don't want to say believe. Terrell does not align with the Nibiru Planet X idea. Okay. He doesn't not believe in it, but doesn't align with it. He calls it the Black Star. Okay. John Moore aligns with Planet X. Also, he's from the Navy. Nibiru. He calls it Planet X. All right, let me just kind of... So one of my jobs is, I think, apparently, is to combine this stuff together in my head and give it to you from a neutral viewpoint. Terrell calls it the Black Star. John Moore calls it Planet X. Other ones call it Nibiru. Can we all just kind of agree that there's something out there? Black Star, Nibiru, X, I don't care what you call it. It means something is altering the electromagnetic space and the magnetism of planet Earth. How does that happen? Because we have a iron core in Earth. We have a magnetic pull. Okay. Who else do I have? I have Bo Polney. Talks about the sudden shift. The parting of the sea. Okay. We have other people talking about a coming polar shift. Magnetic poles shift. Can we just kind of understand what... Remember, guys, it's all the same thing. Again, they find me, and I'm just supposed to discern, pull it apart, and then disseminate it to you guys. Okay. Others say earthquakes and volcanoes and the shifting of the plates. It's the same thing. Who else do I have here? Edgar Casey. Same thing. Ryan Garcia said, and now I am not putting dates on this. I'm telling you the dates they put on it. Ryan Garcia said Los Angeles, Hollywood, and Las Vegas, we're going to have problems earthquake related. And I thought he said June. I have not looked it up. So there's that too. Did we not just see Hollywood, Nickelodeon, Hollywood, Diddy, Hollywood, Weinstein many years ago? Are we not? They are Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, come on. I was in Las Vegas. Myself, Nicolette, Vilu, Heather, behind the scenes, were in Las Vegas last year. I walked the strip usually one night just to watch. I like to call myself an observer. I'm a doctor observer. I like to observe things. All right. The night, well, actually, I was flying back on a red eye. So that night I spent an hour or so. I just started walking up and down. There's women this wasn't like this many years ago. When you walked up and down Las Vegas Strip now, there's women. And by the way, Beyonce was in town that weekend or that whatever. Yeah, weekend. Beyonce sold out Allegiant Stadium like 3 nights in a row. Beyonce sucks. Beyonce is like Illuminati to the max. Beyonce sells Allegiant Stadium about 3 nights in a row. I was watching men and women go to the Beyonce concert. There was literally women. There were women walking around that were naked with tape over the nipple area, tape over the crotch area, and that was their clothes. Walking around like that. That was their outfit. I'm telling you. And by the way, there's people with their kids. And I'm like not prude, but like I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is insane. Everybody, America is the Sodom and Gomorrah of 2024. The ethics and morals have been thrown out. I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I think earthquakes occur. And by the way, for anybody out there who's like, oh, I don't see that happen and whatever. Okay, really? Are you a baseball fan? If you're a baseball fan, you'll know during I think it was the World Series in San Francisco. Was it LA or San Francisco? During the game, massive earthquake that like knocked essentially bridges down. Here, hold on. Let me look it up. I don't remember what it was. Was it World Series? The 1989 World Series earthquake, October 17th. Oh, no, it was a game 3. Yeah, game 3. The 1989 Oakland Athletics against the San Francisco Giants. Look up the isometrics math on that. The San Francisco Giants and the Golden Gate Bridge. And swinging back around to 2024. Let's see. It was game 3. The powerful earthquake that struck during game 3 of the 1989 World Series. It dropped bridges. It was sections of the Cypress Viaduct of Interstate 880 was dropped. I don't know if there's any videos of it. They used to have videos of actually like when it struck and all of the here it is. I think this is it. They actually, like, it struck. It struck in the middle of the game. Here we go. Hold on.
Zoom into Candlestick Park in the southeastern corner of the city. For the first time in 27 years, a World Series game will be played in Candlestick Park.
The Battle of the Bay. A's against the Giants.
The 1989 World Series. The go back to game 2. The score was 5-1, but there were 2 key plays early in that one as well.
Well, you don't often think of key plays in a 5-1 ball game, but let's go back to the top of the 3rd inning. Will Clark, the batter. The Giants have not had the lead in these 2 games. A 3-2 count, a split finger fastball by Mike Moore, pounced on by
It's coming up.
the Oakland catcher. But look at the tough throw that he had to complete the play with Brett.
So they're in the game. They're doing kind of a break, so they're talking.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Dave Parker barely by inches just misses a home run. Candy Maldonado with the hesitation, allowing Jose Canseco to score, and he fails to get Dave Parker at second
And then
base, so the
you, oh, there it goes. And that was it. They went off the air. So that was game 3 of the World Series. So when people go, oh, nothing can happen, nothing can happen, it happens. I love that. I do. I get comments and messages. That couldn't happen. It's not going to happen. That's fear. It's not fear, everybody. Like, it's, and by the way, where is my book? I always put it in a different place, so I don't know if I have it right now. I'm not seeing it. I have my... Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I put it somewhere else for the time being. When we become out of control as a society and our moral code is thrown out the window, things occur in the universe as a whole. Well, right now, the darkness is being exposed. Hollywood, the music industry, the media, the news. Earth is going to shake as this comes to light, as trafficking comes to light. Pharmaceuticals come to light. Vaccines come to light. America and the planet will be shaken back to its moral compass. Just because you all may do the right thing, a lot of people are not, and it's being exposed. When you are highly unethical and the moral code is deteriorating in America, is the moral code deteriorating in America? It sure is. Nicolette's been doing some research. Stay out of crowded areas. Stay out of churches the best you can. I'm not telling people not to go to church. I'm just saying, like, for example, if like there's a gigantic event with a church, like all these people brought in, be cautious. We just don't want anybody from any faith getting harmed. I don't care what faith you are. We respect all faiths here. We might call some out sometimes because, like, you know, the Vatican and things like that. But in general, just please be cautious. Okay? Concerts, sporting events, you name it. Just be cautious. I'm not saying don't travel. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to go into fear. We're saying be cautious of what's going on. Okay? Just be cautious. Let's take some questions up until 1. I have to run it. I have to go at 1. I have to work on, we're getting some filming done and some other projects, and we're also getting the group done for you guys as fast as we can. So I'm going to bounce. We'll have more tomorrow. Okay, Dr. Stephanie Steph tomorrow, and then I'll jump on right after her, most likely. And we'll be doing vaccines as we go. We'll be doing more information as we go. Obviously, we're going to be covering this eclipse, which I think is, in a way, a distraction. Okay. Yes, Rome is about to collapse. And by the way, this weekend is WrestleMania. Roman reigns against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. If you don't think this is all scripted out, the American Nightmare should be taking out Roman Reigns. But the American Nightmare doesn't, the name ain't, it's not the American Dream like his dad. It's the American Nightmare. Dusty was the American Dream. Cody's the American Nightmare. So do you think there might be a nightmare before it gets better? Everyone says it will get worse before it gets better. You all think this is the worst. No. This isn't the worst. That's not fear. This isn't the worst. You're all comfortable still. You're all comfortable. What questions you had before I jet? My wife is watching. She says, what did she say? Yes, this is the most challenging content, QNT Pets, to write. The solutions we have do not exist in the vet world. The criminal treatment of our pets is very difficult to confront. I will be watching, so from Friday afternoon till Monday, I am unavailable. Why? WrestleMania. Very few things do I stop for. But from Friday afternoon-ish to Monday morning-ish or so, I am not on the radar. Why? Because I watched the script. I learned the script. So I'll be watching SmackDown. I'll be watching the Hall of Fame. I'll be watching Night 1 of Mania. And I'll be watching Night 2 of Mania. Will the eclipse imitate when Jesus died on the cross and had the darkness over the land? I don't know. I don't know, Daco6. I'm not sure. What dog food do you feed your dog? We currently use, I think, Stella and Chewy, but we're thinking about going to Raw. We used Raw with our old dog. Our old dog had some allergy problems, and we used Raw. He did great on it. You can also just do, ground beef. I mean, it's not hard to do. We have friends who do ground beef, and they do great as well. Just cook it up real fast. It's done. I mean, it takes you 5 minutes. Listened to Archaics yesterday. He reminded me of the elders who talked about the eclipse promoting negative energy. Don't eat food left out. Many washed after the eclipse stayed out. Okay. I have to take my sister lung biopsy next week. Cancer is suspected. How much full moon should I give her? A lot. A lot. And we're working on the lung stuff too. It's a spray. I've seen Amir, but Amir's work never really resonates to me. Unless something changed. I stay off Telegram, by the way, everybody. All of our stuff is moving off of Telegram to a private channel/app. Diverticulitis is parasite. By the way, when someone, and Morley says this too, when someone is deficient in copper, their parasite and infection levels go up. So you can't just put copper in. You got to kill off the parasites and go after infections. What's my opinion on Jesus was black? I don't know. Probably, or at least olive colored. I mean, he's Middle Eastern, so I'm assuming at least olive colored. Is it possible to watch my wife's info as well? Yeah, we're going to put her stuff back up on Rumble. It was just schedule-wise. It was kind of tough. She's on Facebook every Tuesday. Tonight, Facebook, 9 o'clock is my wife. But maybe I'll see if I can't get her stuff up tonight. Dog food, you got to be really careful with dog food. Yes, there's going to be a nightmare prior to the wake up. 100% I believe that. America is going to go through I'm telling you, there's no way of getting around a scare of some kind. I'm telling you. I know people want to go right into this like fun, like this. That doesn't work that way. I know. Dr. Dean's negative. Okay, whatever. You believe what you want to leave. Which para-supplement is good for intracellular? You got to go in. You got to use all the parasite protocol. You can't just use para 1, para 2. You got to use para 3 and para 4, and then we're bringing more as well. What kind of minerals? Some sort of trace minerals. Ammonia taste? Definitely go after parasites. Everybody with your thyroid problems, here, let me try to close on this. All of you with your thyroid issues, if you're not addressing the gut, the biome, the parasites, you're not going to get to the thyroid, because the thyroid hormones, the majority of them are made in the gut. I'll be working during WrestleMania. I'm just going to be watching it. Okay. There are absolutely bases on the moon. 100%. All right, everybody. I have to run. I have to go do my some filming stuff. Would bioplasm cell salts be considered minerals? No, they're totally different. Totally different. All right, everybody. Tomorrow, Dr. Stephanie Seneff. That will be played. I will jump on after that. So really, really important. BraveTV.store. If you need to work directly with us, workwithdrdean.com/qualify. Let me put it in there. There you go. That's where you can work directly with us. Start with those parasites. Get the Eclipse sale. We are here to reverse metabolic enslavement. When you hear Dr. Seneff talk tomorrow, you're going to think again regarding that term that I've coined, metabolic enslavement. I don't think people are fully understanding what we're dealing with, on what level we're dealing with. We need more people, everybody. Get trained. Get to work. Get educating every single solitary day, because literally we're trying to rebuild the civilization. That's what we're doing. And by the way, saving children is paramount, because right now, within 5 years away, 1 in 2 children will be autistic. Wrap your head around that. In 5 years, 1 in 2 children will be autistic. We're responsible for that. You and I and others are responsible for that. Get ready. Buckle your seatbelts. Love, serve, and help. I am Dr. Jason Dean. This is Brave TV. Everybody have a great rest of your Tuesday. Take care.